Okay, so welcome to Mr. Bodie's Algebra 2 class. And today what we're going to be looking at is solving one variable equations. We're going to be using a lot of the properties of equations that we came up with in our chart yesterday. We spent some time, finding some specific examples of them. What I'm going to do is do each step and tell you what properties of equality that I am using. Here I notice something here, one variable. One variable does not mean that it only appears once. It just means that every time it appears, it's going to be the same variable. So here I have some y's over here and some y's on the other side of the equation also. First step is going to be to move all my y's to the right side. Now I could choose to move either. I choose the 8 so that I keep things positive when I can. 13y minus 8y is going to give me 5y plus 48 equals negative 47. Okay? At this point, what I notice is that I subtracted from both sides. This is your subtraction property. Okay, again, I'm going to use the same property here. I want to move all my constants to the right side. Subtract 48. Again, I know this is my subtraction property. That's going to give me 5y equals, well, 7 and 8 is 15, 4 and 40 and 40 is 80. Total of negative 95, 80 and 15 right there. Last step would be to use your property of division to move the coefficient of the y away from it so that we have now isolated the y. 95 divided by 5, I ignore the negative sign because I know my answer is going to be negative. I say 100 divided by 5 is 20, that's an easy one. That's one group less, which means that this is y equals negative 19. Okay, so 3 steps here, 2 subtraction, 1 division. Move all your variables to one side, move all your constants to the other, and divide by the coefficient. The next one we're going to look at is 3x minus 7 times the quantity 2x minus 13 equals 3 times the quantity negative 2x plus 5. As we go through this, we notice that we don't want to do the old FOIL method here because there are no parentheses around these first 2 terms. Our first step should be to distribute. And I'm going to do it on both sides at once. This will give me 3x minus 14x plus 7 times 13. Again, you may not know that by heart, but 7 times 12 is 84, which you should know. Add one more group, and you're at 91. Over here, you end up with negative 6x plus 15. All right, now we're sort of at a point where we were over here. You're going to combine like terms and start to move variables to one side and constants to the other. 3x minus 14x, that's going to give me negative 11x plus 91 equals negative 6x plus 15. This was our distributive property. Here we combine like terms. At this point now, I'm going to move, in order to keep everything positive, because I notice that this number is larger, I'm going to use addition to move my 11x over here. What I do to one side, I do to the other. That's going to give me 91 equals negative 6 plus 11 should be 5x plus 15. Now I'm going to use my subtraction property 91 minus 15, that'll give me 76 equals 5x. And notice that 5 isn't going to go into there directly, but I can still get my answer here. Divide by 5. That's my division property. With that division property, now in your head, you're kind of doing 75 divided by 5. That's going to be
15.
what? 15. There we go. Thank you. 15. And then you have 1 remaining. 1 over 5 equals x. Those are two one variable equations where you do see the variables on both sides. We can use a series of different properties. Sometimes it's just a short couple steps. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer.